What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see we actually got 15 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got 2 picks wrong and got 15 right, which is about a 95% win rate. Yes guys, you heard that right, 95% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 95% win rate and get 15 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $750 just yesterday, and another member who won $100 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight to the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So first pick we're going to be talking about is none other than Anthony Edwards, and this one is for 25.5 points, and this one actually is for more. Now when we look at Anthony Edwards, we've actually seen him go on the over in 1 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Boston Celtics. Now we look at the Boston Celtics, we do see that they rank 7th when it comes to points allowed, so they do rank pretty high. However, they do a poor job at actually restricting points to the guard position, which is one of the big reasons why we do very much like the over for this situation here. We think Anthony Edwards is going to be able to take advantage of this coming into this game. Although he hasn't been able to go on the over consistently over the last 5, we definitely see him changing things around and being able to go over in this situation here. Now his average over the last 5 is 20, so it is slightly below this line, but it definitely still works out in our favor. We are going a bit against the grain here, but when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have a favor for the over as well, so it works out there. So because of that, we definitely do very much like this pick. We are expecting, a decent amount of pace from this game. Nothing really too slow, nothing really too fast, but we should see Anthony Edwards get the same volume that he usually does see. So for that reason, we are sticking to this one for 25.5 points for Anthony Edwards for more. I think is a great pick. Now getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Kristaps Porzingis. Now, Kristaps Porzingis, as we all know, fantastic player, and we actually have this one for 21.5 points, rebs, and assists for more. I think is an absolute steal. Now, when we look at this pick, Kristaps Porzingis for the over, we absolutely love this one due to the fact that he's gone on the over in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, Minnesota Timberwolves do rank 4th when it comes to points allowed, 4th in assists allowed, and when it comes to rebounds allowed, they do rank 9th. So they do rank high in all the 3 categories. However, they do a very poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the big man position, whether it's forward or center. Now, this is definitely a big game for someone like Kristaps due to the fact that, when it comes to his last game, he didn't really do so well. We are expecting a little bit of a bounce back game from him. We tend to see Kristaps definitely have a good amount of usage rate out there on the floor, and we should see that continue on into this game. Now, like we mentioned before, we are expecting a good amount of pace from both of these teams. Now, his average over the last 5 is also 21.8, which works out in our favor as well, but all signs really do point towards the over for this one. And when it comes to Kristaps Porzingis, we tend to see him play on the outside, and he probably and most likely will be guarded by Rudy Gobert. Now, Rudy Gobert is a little bit more slower. He's not really great at defending the wing, and we think someone or the outside 3, and we think someone like Kristaps Porzingis will be able to take advantage of that, as Kristaps does like to shoot the 3 ball at times. He can definitely play inside as well, but we think there's going to be a lot of spatial, space for someone like Kristaps, especially with Rudy Gobert on him trying to play that defense. So for that reason, I definitely do like the over for this situation here. So Kristaps Porzingis, 21.5 points, rebs, and assists for more, I think is a great pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about Brook Lopez. So, Brook Lopez, as we all know, fantastic player. And this one is actually a combo one, 4 points and assists for 11. And this one actually is for less. Now, when we look at Brook Lopez, we've actually seen him going the over in 5 out of the last 5 games. And they do face off against none other than the Brooklyn Nets. Now, when we look at the Brooklyn Nets, we do see that when it comes to points allowed, they do actually rank 15th. And then when we move on into assist allowed, we do see that the Nets do rank, still a little bit low as they rank 22nd. Now, the reason why we do, however, like the under for this situation here is due to the fact that when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, they do a very good job at restricting points and assists to the center position. Now, Brook Lopez has gone to the over multiple times. However, when we look at this, we are going a little bit against the grain here. And like we always mention, matchups, that's what's most important. Now, they did most recently play Brooklyn on 27th, and he was able to get 22. Now, we think he was able, I wouldn't say lucky is the right word, but he did just have himself a great game in that matchup. But we think more statistically, we should see him go on the under in this situation here. Now, his average over the last 5 is 20.6, so very, very high. However, now that, with all these overs that he has been able to get, we think this line now is a little bit too inflated, that now there's more value actually to go on the under here. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for Brook Lopez. So Brook Lopez, 11.5 points and assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about another fantastic player, and that is actually Jrue Holiday for 10.5 points, and this one is for more. Now, when we look at Jrue Holiday, we've actually seen him going the over in 3 out of the last 5 games, which is great to see, and they do face off against none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves, like we mentioned before. Now, when it comes to Minnesota, they do rank 4th in points allowed, like we mentioned before. However, a big reason why we do like the over for this situation here is that Jrue Holiday has definitely seen an increase in his usage rate over the last 2 games, and we definitely see that continuing on into this next one as well. So Jrue Holiday is able to put points on the board, very consistently if he's given the usage rate, and we think so far over the last 2 games he has been given that usage rate, and we should see that continue. So for that reason, we definitely do like the over for this situation in Brooklyn Nets and Minnesota game.